What is up, everyone? Welcome to Townsend 505. Welcome to the channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're a subscriber, viewer, whoever, random person on the internet who I don't know, but loves looking at my ugly mug for these past couple years. Welcome back. But today, me, Scott, and Jason will be covering another Who album, and that will be Face Dances. Yes, this is their first album without Keith Moon. Very sad because to me this is the beginning of the end because their albums, which by the way I actually did like this album, but to me you're not getting that high of the albums before. Who Are You, Quadrophenia, Who's Next, Tommy, Who Sell Out, all those albums that came before it. You're not gonna get that same high, but there's still some really great songs though, which I'm looking forward to talking about. But before we start talking about the album and our brief thoughts, how are we doing this afternoon or evening, however you want to call it?
Doing good.
Doing all right. Just woke up from a nap, so I'm a little groggy.
Fair enough. For me, I'm hyped. I just made a video. Knicks won the championship. I didn't go to sleep until 5 a.m. my time.
Wow.
I could not go to sleep. I was just too ecstatic.
Yeah.
I was driving fast down the high. I was going on the highway. I was driving fast,
Oh, yeah.
blasting Michael Jackson music. That's just to me. That's like hype music. Like, don't stop till you get enough.
Did you listen to We Are the Champions or anything like that?
Yes. We
Okay.
are the
Yeah.
champions. We are the champions.
Oh, you have to.
No time for Spurs, because we are the Yes, of course. That's a necessity, of course. And
Yeah, it's a necessity.
New York State of Mind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So many. But anyway, again, I don't want to go into the
Start spreading the news.
Yes, I'm leaving today. I don't want to get into the sports aspect. I made an 8-minute video on that Knicks championship. I don't want to go more into it, but what are our brief thoughts on this Who album? Face Dances, post Keith Moon. What do we think? Only 3 members left technically from the original lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got Kenny Jones from the Faces, so that's good. He's a pretty good choice to be the substitute drummer, pun intended. I'll say this. The singles that they release in the 80s at least are all very good. The full album, on the other hand, like they're worth existing because of the singles, but they don't really make any good albums from this point going forward. Like the singles are all really good and everything else is just kind of there. And it kind of makes sense when you look at Townsend's solo work around this time, because it seems like he's saving all of his best stuff for his solo projects. This is the first time in their career that I feel like they've sounded behind the times. And it's because we're in the 80s now and music is changing. I've noticed that the way that music sounds just between 1979 and 1980 sounds so much different than even like 10 years of music evolution more in the future, from like, say, 2000 to 2010 or 2010 to 2020, something like that. Like just the sound, change in the sound between 79 and 80 with the punk and the new wave and the synthesizers and all that. It was just a radical change. And so for the first time, they've kind of been left in the dust and sound like the old. They never really sounded like the old guys. Even when they were the old guys in 78, they found a way to adapt with the times with the Who Are You record, which we just reviewed. But this is like the first time you listen to it and you're like, man, like they just sound behind with the times on this record here. And it's kind of shocking. And then you listen to his solo records and they don't. His solo records do not sound behind the times. So I think he was kind of treating this like his side project because, I mean, Moon is gone. And so I guess he kind of felt like he wasn't as much of a visionary in that he was just trying to, go through the motions with his band. But it, like I said, the singles are good, but the album, not so much. It's okay. It's just decent.
Yeah, when you think of, they started, 1965? I mean, the first album. and this is 16 years later or something like that. Like, yeah, it's a lot's happened in 16 years. That you're getting to the third decade. Yeah, music changes and everything, so it's interesting. I think it'd be hard to keep at a high level that long for most bands.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, because like I said, the music just changes a lot during that time period. Um, I would say the album is better than I expected it to be because I expect once Keith Moon left, I expected, oh man, there's no way they can make anything that good. This album actually is not as bad as it could be. It's he said there's some good stuff here. I was kind of surprised a little bit by that, and the drummer is not bad. It's a good drummer. He's just not Keith Moon. Doesn't quite, and the album doesn't have quite the same feel as other Who albums before it, I suppose. It's not quite as rocking as like Who Are You or Who's Next, or whatever. Quadrophenia, it's a little softer rock, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we'll get into it, I guess. It's not terrible, but yeah, it's not quite the same.
Yeah. As a huge Who fan, I try to be a little fair. Like, obviously, I'm not going to give this a 10 out of 10. I'm very fair with my ratings when it comes to not being biased. This album could have been a lot better than it could have been. Like, I mean, it could have been worse, but it could have been better too. Like, the singles off this album are really good. Like, those first two songs, we'll talk about those first two songs, but those first two songs excited you. You're thinking like, man, this could be like a really great, like underrated, like early 80s Who album. I'm not gonna say it's a bad album. I mean, I told Scott what I was gonna give this album. Now I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I think that's too much of a high score. We'll see what I give the score, but yeah, but it's a real. I think this album is growing on me, but there are still a couple problems with this album. One glaring problem, but overall, I think it's an underrated album, but it's not an album where I'm like, it's essential. Like, unless you played out the first like albums from like my generation all the way to Who Are You, I don't recommend this album to like new listeners. But if you're like, you know what, I heard all these Keith Moon albums, Keith Moon era albums, like the classic albums. I want to listen to something more. I'm like, yeah, check out Face Dances, check out It's Hard. Those are two pretty good albums, but they're not like on the same. Like, to me, those first few. I mean, I'm a huge Hugh fan. I'm biased, but all those albums are like in this tier, like an S tier. These next two albums we're gonna review, they're like here. Doesn't mean they're bad, but they're not like these albums. My generation, Who Sell Out, Tommy, Quadrophenia, Who Are You? But that's how it is. I've heard a couple people who's heard this album like when they were younger, like when they first came out. They're like, "Oh, I love this album." Like this is one of your favorite albums. It's like, yeah, this album came out, when I was like a teenager. One of the first albums I ever bought. So some people are biased, like this is like their favorite album because of bias. But, sometimes bias plays in a role, but you know how it is. But anyways, let's go by track again. I'm gonna go first. Scott's gonna go second. Jason's gonna go last. I feel like that's the better order now because I like to. I hate being the last person now because I tend to notice like when I go last, I have like very little to say. I'm just like, yeah, I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
First song of the album, though, You Better Bet. This is one of the singles off the album, and when I first heard this song on the album, I got the record, so I listened to the record. When I first heard this song, I'm like, how have I never heard this song before? This is such a great 80s Who album. I mean, album opener. I'm like, it gets you excited. You better bet your life. I'm like, it gets you excited. You're just thinking like, man, what a great album opener. Like, is the rest of the album going to be like this? It's such a great album opener. It has the energy. It has that classic Who sound to it that I've known to love. But 80s, it has that. It's like a to be like Scott said earlier in his brief thoughts that this album sounds behind its time. This song doesn't. This is one of the songs where I will disagree. This doesn't sound like they're behind the times. I think this sounds great for the 80s. And I mean, there are a handful of songs where I'm like, yeah, Scott's right. This does sound like the Who was just trying to chase the trends of the 80s, but this one definitely not. This is one of my favorites.
I'm in full agreement. This is what the full album should sound like. This song here. This song, Nick is 100% right. This one does not sound behind the times. It sounds very fresh and kind of brings their sound into the 80s. No wonder it was the lead single from this album because they made a good choice with that here. Very important song, too, as it was one of the first 10 music videos to be played on MTV as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it was like I think it was the second one after Video Killed the Radio Star, if I'm not mistaken. It's the second or third one.
It said fourth one, I think, on Spotify when I was listening to it. Yeah,
I know Video Killed the Radio Star is one. This is one. Rockin' the Paradise by Styx is one.
Okay.
I can't remember any of the other, but it's one of the first 10 music videos to be played on MTV, which is cool. It's kind of a tangent. That's a cool music video because it's in black and white and it's kind of supposed to be a throwback to it kind of parodies the I Can't Explain music video, and kind of goes back to it's a throwback to them in the 60s, which is cool. Chorus is super catchy, great vocals. The synthesizers work really well on this one. Yeah, this is a classic track and definitely deserves all the praise that it gets. Well, at least that it did back in the day. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one as much nowadays, and I think more attention should be brought to this song because this is as good as some of their more quote-unquote classic tracks.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a great song to begin with. I love the kind of I call electronic beginning part. There's like the really cool sound at the beginning they start with. Definitely works with this, yeah, like the 80s sound. Yeah, that chorus is so freaking good. The when I say I love you, you say you better or something. You better. Those backing vocals on that is so good. Like that's definitely the catchiest part of the whole song. But yeah, the whole song sounds great. There's some funny lyrics in there to me. Like I wrote down just because it caught my attention. Something about the dog licking my nose and then tearing up my letters, and I was like, "What?" I thought it was a strange lyrics, but it's so funny to go, "Huh?" There's other stuff in there. I was like, it was kind of funny, but yeah, it's great.
Awesome. Yeah, it's one of those hit songs where it technically is a hit, but like it's not a song that's remembered. Like it's one of those of its time hits like that was a hit. People do remember it. Like if like my dad remembers it. He was around when this song was playing on the radio.
I think it was huge when it came out because it was their big comeback single after being inactive for however many years since '78.
Yeah. And well, yeah, like I said, it was a big song of the time, but you ask anyone, I wouldn't say a Who fan, but you ask anyone who likes the Who, you're like, Barbarella, yeah, I know that song. Won't Get Fooled Again, yeah, I know that song. You ask them about this song, they're like, you better bet. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one of their like big songs, which surprises me because this is like Scott said, this is like a comeback single. You know, this is like, to me, this is the Who's equivalent to Miss You by the Rolling Stones. Like changing their style to like something that works, you know. Next song on the album, which is another single, Don't Let Go the Coat. This is another just outstanding song. This song and You Better Bet are two songs that got me so hyped for the album when I first heard it on the record. I'm like, whoa, the back-to-back songs that are like killer. I'm like, I'm thinking like, is this going to be like a 10 out of 10 album? Like, Who Are You? Like, I was ready to like have it like as an all-time album. And this song especially, I'm like, I love the way Daltrey sings it. It kind of reminds me of Men at Work, the way that guy sings. It kind of has that kind of bouncy, kind of like fun sound to it. Don't let go, let go. It sounds like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they took inspiration from Men at Work. It sounds like a Men at Work song.
Men at Work hadn't even come out yet.
They must have heard. They must have heard them somewhere. Maybe not like Tiger. This sounds like a Men at Work song, or maybe Men at Work heard this. Who knows? Maybe Men at Work had this album. They're like, that "Don't Let Go of the Coat." Maybe we should have a sound like that because this sounds like Men at Work for the best way possible. And again, this song doesn't sound 80s in the bad way. This has like the Who adding spices of the 80s. This is an awesome song and another one of my favorites on the album. This is another like top rated song for me. I really like it.
Is Business Usual like 83 or
82? It's either 82 or 83.
Okay,
I think it's
maybe 82.
I think it's 82 or 83. It's one of those ones.
Okay, yeah, so it's
1981 actually.
Oh wow.
November 8th, 1980.
Actually, I think that's when it came out in Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
I think the international release was 82.
Yeah, 1982.
okay. So 82, yeah. Okay.
Telling you, I think Men at Work.
Very close though.
Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah, I really like this one as well. Yeah, I like the kind of more. It's like a bouncy ballad. Is kind of the best way to describe it. It's a ballad, but it's still kind of a little more upbeat, and there's some good guitar playing in here as well. I like that. I like the vocals, and the best part is the backing vocals that go with the "Don't Let Go of the Coat." There's even like a tiny little hint of reggae influence on this song as well, and it works surprisingly well. It's one of my favorites here on the record.
I agree. This was a great song, and it's crazy. Yeah, the first two songs, like I'm like, yeah, like wow, this is really good stuff. Like this might be a better album than I remember it being. What's the best part is those backing harmonies are so good. Again, the second song in a row that the backing vocals, and throughout the album actually, I think backing vocals do a pretty good job on this album. But yeah, that "Don't Let Go of the Coat," it's so good. It's so catchy. Yeah, great chorus. And I kind of wrote the same thing in my notes about the guitar playing is really good here. It's not like a rocking electric guitar. I don't know, it might be more acoustic. I can't remember, but I just remember thinking, wow, I really like what he's doing with the guitar on this song as well. Anyway, so yeah, what a kind of surprise. This is a really good song. 2 in a row.
Well, we get to the next song in the album. Cache. I never know how to pronounce that one.
Yeah.
The thing about this song is every time the song starts up, I'm like, man, this is going to probably be another really good song. And I do enjoy most of the song. My only problem is that chorus. Like Daltrey sings, and then like, so I don't know what that is. It's like something doing like they're saying the name of the song. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it gets so distracting. I'm like, every time it gets to that point, I'm just like, stop it. Just get rid of that part. Like, no, ba, ba, ba. It's so loud, so distracting. I'm like, it always gets under my skin. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Pete Townsend did that to piss me off. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You ever heard the Japanese, or I forgot what it's like, the water droplet torture method? That's what like just, I don't know. That's always a part of the song I didn't like. I still hate that part of the song.
Okay.
But yeah, I love the song regardless. But yeah, that's what kind of ruins it for me for replaying the song on its own.
Yeah, here's where we take the nosedive. The first two songs were great, and then we get this, which is just okay. The main song itself is all right. There's kind of some funny lyrics about like a dancing bear or something about that. But then the biggest detractor from the song is whenever they're whispering real quietly with the cash, or whatever, and you're like, okay, that didn't need to be in there. That's very distracting. So yeah, it's not one of my favorite songs on this album.
I really like the song. It's actually one of my favorite on the album. I mean, these first three songs were my top three, basically, in order. This like 1, 2, 3 best songs on this album. It starts off very strong and then falls apart after that for me. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was super catchy. I thought the drumming and bass were really good on the song. That's why I kind of really noticed. It's not Keith Moon, but yet it's really good drumming. I mean, there's no, it's a different maybe style or different sounding maybe, but still good stuff there. Yeah, my question is like, what the song's about bears? Like, I was confused. Like the whole time I was listening, I'm like, I wish I would have looked up what the purpose of the song was because it kept saying there's no bears or something like that. I'm like, what? Like, are they in hiking in the woods? I couldn't figure out like why they keep talking about bears, keeps bringing up bears. Yeah, that whole chorus. Something about the bears, and yeah, and then they go cachet, and I don't know what that means, cachet, whatever. So I'm confused what the meaning of it is, but yeah, the whole song's like you might wake up with some brown hair, but there's no bears or something. I'm like, okay, like it's a weird lyrically, it's kind of interesting. Like I'm like, I don't know what's going on in the song, where they come up with this idea, who wrote this, whatever. Anyways, I still think it's a really catchy song though.
I just love what the heck is about the Bears. I didn't even honestly, I didn't even know it was about a bear. Honestly, it's one of those songs where I don't even pay attention to the lyrics. It's just I didn't even know bears was even in the lyrics. If I'm being honest,
He kept mentioning bears. Yeah, I'm like, what?
I gotta re-listen to the song now. I didn't even notice. But yeah. Next song on the album, "The Quiet One," and well, this one is sung by yours truly, Entwistle, and I enjoyed the song. Is it one of my favorite songs sung by Entwistle? No, because at this point his vocals definitely take a nosedive because he has like it was good on "Who Are You," and it was really good in like the early '70s, like on "My Wife," "Is It in My Head?"
Yeah, my wife.
It's like his voice is good, and even the '60s when he was singing on those '60s albums, like, but his voice kept getting gruffer and gruffer, and this one, his voice definitely is the roughest. Everyone is here, the quiet one. Like his voice, it
Yeah.
sounds like it's definitely at its worst right now. When it's I'm more of a fan of the music quality of it, like the drumming and stuff. Great song. One of my favorites on the album, actually. To me, it's a top song. Again, I'm a Entwistle guy, so I'm gonna be a little biased, but yeah, I actually enjoy this one.
This is much better than the last song. I like Entwistle's song here. I do agree that the one detractor is kind of his voice. He sounds completely different here, but the song itself was pretty good. And I mean, of course, the bass playing on this one is going to be really good as well. It's in my top 5 here.
This is my least favorite song on the album. I put it at the bottom of the album for me. I really didn't like the song. And it's because Entwistle's voice was so bad. I think the vocals were just really bad. And it's like a hard rocking song, maybe the most hard rocking song on the album. Like, so musically, it's actually not bad. It's like, I'm like, okay, like there's some good stuff here musically, but the singing was just terrible. And of course, I know straight away, I'm like, okay, this isn't Daughtry. Like, and I always say, like, it's always better when Daughtry's singing. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't like it sometimes when somebody else sings a song when you're like, but you have the best singer right there. Like, why you, and sometimes it works okay, like I think Queen, like I don't like it when Freddie Mercury's not singing because it's like it's Freddie Mercury, but sometimes it works when Freddie Mercury's not singing. Every once in a while, there's a good stuff there, but I don't know. That's one of those things. I guess for me, I just like if the singing was better, it might have been a better song.
Fair enough. Well, we've reached the song. I've been wanting to talk about the song for a long time, and not for the good reason. Did You Steal My Money? And this closes the first side of the album. This is their worst song. I don't even know what to say at this point. This song is really bad. This had like, think of like the most generic sounding 80s song. Well, you haven't thought about that song yet, because this one tops that in generic. It has that generic 80s cheesiness. Daltrey is annoying as hell on this song. Did you steal my money? Did you steal my money? It's so annoying. It's so bad. It's not even catchy. It's just annoying. This is like the most annoying song. Like, at least Uncle Ernie is has a, like, I like the horns on it. Bah, 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 da-na. Has a little bit of like, okay, nice little medley, maybe I could take the vocals out and it'll work. This song, you can't fix this song. This is just obnoxious. The sound is annoying. Daltrey annoys the hell out of me on this song. Like, there's no song I've ever heard from Daltrey like that ever pisses me off than this song. Like, I'd take old man Daltrey singing right now over this Daltrey, like with auto tune. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And to post the first side on this, shame on you.
Well, for one thing, there's some pretty good drumming on here from Kenny Jones. He's got some really cool cymbal flourishes on the hi-hat for the drumming here. Another thing is that it's weird that it's them kind of doing this yacht rock sound, which I've never heard them try yacht rock before, which is an interesting concept. So kind of cool to hear them try a yacht rock sounding song with some good drumming and some interesting piano playing. Too bad that the whole song has this annoying 3-part whisper backing vocals where one guy goes, "Did you?" The next guy goes, "Steal my," and the last guy goes, "Money." And you think that's just going to be the intro, but no, it goes throughout the whole song underneath that. So when you're trying to listen to Kenny Jones doing his fancy drumming with the hi-hat cymbal, and John Entwistle actually has a pretty good bass line on this song, and you're trying to think like, it's interesting that they're trying to do kind of like a smooth jazz kind of yacht rock sounding thing. You can't listen to that because you're getting so annoyed by the "Did You Steal My Money's" in the background that you can't enjoy the song. So yeah, the "Did You Steal My Money" background vocals make this song unlistenable.
Yeah. Did we ever figure out if he did someone steal his money? I don't know if we ever got the answer. The whole song, I'm like, did they steal his money? Like, what? Because they kept asking the whole song, did he steal my money? And I'm thinking, yeah, did they? I don't know. Like,
maybe the answer is in the first song. Did you steal my money? You better, you bet.
You better, you bet. Yeah. Did you steal my money? You better, you better, you better. It's like, what do you call that? A mix.
Call and response.
Mashup.
Yeah, mashup.
Oh, you know what? I might have to cook. I might have to cook, chat.
I like that. I like that idea. So, yeah, because it's funny, just constantly asking that question, did you steal my money? So I'm thinking, it'd be nice if they had an answer to that question. Like, did he find out that someone stole his money or not? Or I don't know. I think the main melody is good and like Daughtry's good. Like I said, instrumentally, it's fine. It's good. Those backing vocals are so annoying. And like you said, what's so weird about the backing vocals is the fact that it's not one. It's not like, yeah, you said like in unison. It's not them singing in unison. Like, did you steal my money? It's like, did you steal my money? Did you? It's weird the way they do it. Yeah, it keeps going as he's singing the main part of the song. And I think if you cut out that backing vocals, it would actually be a good song. I actually would enjoy it. But yeah, I agree. That was a weird choice.
Add that to the list of questions we will never find an answer to. Like who let the dogs out?
Yes. Who let the dogs out? And did you steal my money?
Give me 1 second. My mom's calling.
What other questions will we never find the answer to?
Well, I always think of she was just 17, if you know what I mean. I'm still questioning what does he mean by
Honestly,
know.
I don't. Frankly, I don't want to know what he means.
like I don't know what he means. I'm like I still don't know what he means to this day. I've heard that song so many times. I'm like,
But next song on the album, we flipped the record over. And no, we're not. Even though it's 4 songs like the last record, we're not gonna get the same heights of this side two
Yeah.
like the last side two.
right.
Sorry, guys. How can you do it alone? This is a decent song. I don't really have much more to say about it. It's one of those songs where I'm like, it's decent. It's good. I get a good decent kick out of it. It's a song I enjoy, but I mean, compared to last album, we had Trigger the Light open up side 2 in that album. I was just like, I want to listen to side 2. Who are you again? But anyways, that's all I have to say. It's a decent song, but it's not a song that I'll go back to.
Yeah, it's a decent song. It was okay. The chorus was good. My question is this song what I think it's about? Because if it is, then that's pretty weird.
Okay.
Because one of it's talking about a kid stealing specific kind of magazines, and then there's a verse about a guy whose wife took too long in the shower, and I'm like, that with the title, "How Do You Do It Alone?" I'm like, is that what that's about? I hope not, because that's weird, but it's decent.
Yeah, I didn't care for the song. It was. I just said it was just not interesting at all. Like I don't know, vocally, melody, whatever. It's just not catchy. It's just there. The one thing I didn't like was I called it talking singing. It was like he was kind of almost talking more than singing throughout the song. It felt like at times, and I didn't care for that. Like I was like, I don't know. It was just a very blah song for me.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's decent. I'm like, this isn't bad. Like it's not like it's not like degrading to the ears, but it's not like I'm like, man, this is like Who stuff that y'all gotta hear. If you're not listening to this, you're not a real Who fan. That's how
Yeah.
If someone's like, hey, what do you think about How Can You Do It Alone on the Bass States? I'm like,
It's there.
what? It's good. It's there. Next song on the album, though, Daily Records. I like this one. It's actually one of my. This actually barely missed my top 5. I think it's an underrated album. Explicit. I forgot what he said there, but
I thought, okay, I was going to mention that because I'm like, are we going to have another Who Are You instance? There's no cussing on this album. It's rated explicit because he says my balls are aching.
I'm like,
that's the only reason why. I'm like, what?
Every time I see explicit on iTunes, like he said
they don't cuss on this song. He says my balls are aching, and that's why. I thought that's the stupidest reason for getting an explicit.
Okay. Oh.
That's a lame reason. I'm like, I was like, I had to bring this up during our review because, like, what did he say that was explicit again? I'm like, am I a fake Who fan? Like, I don't remember him saying anything explicit.
No, I was like, I remember Dr. Jimmy and Who Are You are the ones I remember that had cussing, and I don't remember any other songs that had cussing in it. And then I got to that, I was waiting the whole time, and I'm like, and then he just said my balls are aching. I'm like, that's it. That's what it's for. That's the stupidest reason for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another song I enjoyed, but yeah, I mean, it's still not one of my favorites overall, but for this album, I enjoyed it.
It's okay. Not one of my favorites. It was one of those, another one that was kind of like it's there and then it's gone when I'm done listening to it.
Yeah, I thought this was an okay song. I said it was kind of country-ish. I think it was the most country song on the album, maybe. I thought that was interesting. I think it had an overall decent melody to it, but yeah, besides that, yeah, it wasn't one of the worst, but it was like fine.
All right. We get to the next song on the album, You. which don't if you're a George Harrison fan like myself, not to mistake it for the George Harrison song on the Extra Texture album. I enjoy this song. This made my top 5. This has always been one of my favorites on the album. I think this is an underrated song. This has always been a song I'm like, man, people don't talk about this song. This song, I don't know if it's because I wasn't too fond about it at the time, but this song grew on me the most for me. I mean, I don't have much more to say. Again, has that 80s sound to it, but I thought it was a pretty good song.
So this one is all right. It's gonna end up in my top 5 kind of by default because there's only really 3 or 4
Yeah.
songs that I think are worth putting in my top 5. So this is kind of it's kind of like the best least good song on this album. It's decent enough to make the top 5, but still didn't really stand out.
I totally agree. I thought it was okay, but nothing much to say about it. It was like, yeah, it was all right.
Okay. We get to the last song of the album, Another Tricky Day. I like this song. I think this is a good way to close out the album. This did make my top 5, but only kind of out of technicality because there really isn't anything else on this album that I'm like, this is top 5 worthy. This song and Daily Records were kind of fighting for my 5, but like either song, I'm like, it could be either or. Not in like these songs are so good it could be either or. It's one of those. I guess it depends on what I'm in the mood for, but it's a decent song. But yeah, it's kind of a lackluster way to end the album.
This was another one of the singles, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the second single, ? I think it's one of the better songs on the album and a good way to end the album. Not nearly as good as You Better, Don't Let Go of the Coat, but I thought this one was pretty solid.
I agree. I actually thought it was a good song. I actually kind of like this one. I really like the piano on here. I thought it was really good, and the guitar playing were the two standouts on the song. But I think especially because to me, 4 through 8 was just like either not good or just like it's okay. This one was actually like, oh, this is actually quite good. Like it was nice to have something better to end the album on from what we were listening to before, because it started off strong, kind of went off for me, and then like, all right, good, we got a good song at the end.
Okay. My top 5. Where do our top 5 songs? My top 5 songs on the album. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Another Tricky Day. Number 4, The Quiet One. Number 3, You. Number 2, Don't Let Go of the Coat, and number 1, You Better Bet. You bet.
Number 5, I'm going with You. Number 4, The Quiet One. Number 3, Another Tricky Day. Number 2, Don't Let Go of the Coat. And number 1, also You Bet.
Number 5 I went with Daily Records because I didn't know what else to put it of number 5. I was like, I gotta put something there, and it's like, I think I like what you said. By default, that's a pretty good way to put it. Like, because my top 4 I actually really liked. I thought these were actually pretty good songs. Number 4, I put Another Tricky Day. Number 3, Cache. Number 2, Don't Let Go of the Coat, and number 1, You Bet. I think we all agree.
We had the same top 2.
Top 2 we all agree on. It's like, yeah, that was the 2 best songs.
Well, that just goes to show how it just tells you the quality of the album.
Yeah.
Those are definitely the 2 best songs on the record, definitively.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the barking, my stupid fucking chihuahua. That's okay. I hate chihuahuas.
Yeah.
If you translate that to English, he'd be saying, "Did you steal my money?"
Probably. Anyways, I'm gonna rate this album an 8 out of 10, which might seem high, but I'm a big Who fan, and those 2 singles are definitely worth checking out, even if it's just those 2 songs. But yeah, I think it's a solid album. I think it's underrated still, but definitely not essential, like I said.
I'm gonna go with 6.5 for my score, I wanted to give this a 7, but I didn't think there was enough strong material to give it a 7. I thought about giving it a 7 just because of how good the first two songs were, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Without the first two songs, it would probably be like a 6 or even gasp the dreaded 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
But we're going to go with 6.5 because of the first two amazing songs. And Another Tricky Day is pretty good too. So that's 3 songs that I like. Quiet One is decent. Everything else I could take or leave. So we're going with 6.5.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way. I put a 7 out of 10 on mine. There's 4 pretty good songs on here. I mean, like I said, the first 3 I think are really good, and then that last song I thought was really good too. So it was enough good stuff here to make me go. It's not good enough to recommend, which is like an 8, but yeah, it's not terrible. It's like just in the middle there at 7.
All right. You guys have any final thoughts before we close out?
I'm looking forward to reviewing the next one because I think it's better than this one, and it has probably their best song that they released post 70s, Eminence Front, which that song's awesome.
I remember really not liking the next album, so I'm not looking forward to it at all. But it seems like the last kind of good album. Not good. I give it a 7, so it's not good, but it's like it's like I said, it's better than I expected. So I'm kind of almost somewhat positive because I'm like, it could have been worse. So we'll see. And even though the later ones I thought weren't as bad as I thought they were, either we'll see when I listen to them again. If maybe I'll listen again and go, oh yeah, these are bad, or oh no, these are really good. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, this is such a weird period for the Who, though.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said, they're no longer in their glory days, but it is what it is. But these two, I mean, they still have some good singles, and the next album has a couple of really good singles too. But that concludes it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. And by the way, please don't steal anyone's money because someone's gonna go ask you, "Did you steal
Don't steal
my
my
money?"
money.
Somebody that's going to write a song about it.
Yes. Anyways, that'll do it.